Hi everyone, I'm Candace and you can find me at eclecticcoach.com. I do two different types of coaching right now. I'm doing Intuitive Transformational Coaching, which is where I will help you tune into your own internal guidance system and do some intuitive skill building for clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, and help you stay accountable to following through on the guidance that you receive. And this will really help you strengthen your connection and communication with the divine. And when we listen to that guidance, we see where it works and where it doesn't, and we're able to better discern what's wishful thinking versus actual intuition. And it really helps give clarity and purpose to your life and helps you feel more connected to this higher intelligence. And then the second type of coaching that I do, which is what this video will be about, is course completion coaching. So if you've signed up for any type of course on Udemy, Masterclass, Coursera, anywhere you can take a course, I will help you stay the course and complete the modules, but most importantly, start applying it consistently to some area of your life, because oftentimes we spend so much money on these courses and then we don't even get through the first, second, or third chapters, if we even open it at all. And that's partly why people create these marketing courses or photography courses or whatever, is because they know that people aren't gonna necessarily do it. But I want to help change that. So we all need to be self-directed learners now. With this whole thing that's happening, we all need to decide what it is that we're interested in, what we're passionate about, and then follow through on really learning the material. So in this video, I want to talk about the 5 ways to get the most from whatever online course you've already signed up for. And the first thing, and it's going to sound very basic, but you actually have to do it. You actually have to go through and watch the videos and work through the material. And it's easier to do that if you set up a schedule ahead of time. Like, I'm going to work on this every Monday and Wednesday between 6 and 9 o'clock or whatever. But what's important is that you're consistent, because when you're consistent, you find that you can really trust yourself, you gain confidence, and it's more fun. And when you learn material that you are interested in, there's this sense of self-mastery that comes with it, this sense of confidence, and you're able to kind of get into a flow. And so going through the material and really learning it and testing yourself is one of the best ways to get the most out of any course that you sign up for. And then second, what did I put here? Get social with it. So make sure you're networking with the instructor, you're asking questions. If you're an introvert like me, this is probably one of the hardest parts. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to talk to people and I'm going to have to socialize and there's going to be this. But actually, it's really fun if you can get yourself to do it. Now, if you're already extroverted and you already have a natural inclination, then this will come really easy to you. And you probably already know the benefits of being social around the material that you're learning. But for us introverts, we need to be reminded that few things are funner, if that's a word, than making new friends and new connections around things that we actually genuinely care about. So that means showing up to class discussions, that means posting questions on the messaging board, that means actually responding. And when you have a limited amount of social energy, sometimes it's helpful to schedule when you're going to get back to people and when you're going to do your correspondence, because you don't really know if you're going to have the energy or not, and it fluctuates a lot from day to day depending on what's happening in your life. So getting social with it and having the accountability to not only make a connection, but to continue with the connection, not only throughout the course, but possibly beyond then, and building a network, especially if you're trying to retool, because this whole pandemic thing has changed, I don't know if I'm even allowed to use that word, but has changed the way we are learning, and is going to be changing the types of jobs that we have. here pretty soon. The automation is on the rise, so we are going to need to get creative about what we're going to learn and how we're going to learn it. And some of the things that we get from an education aren't just the material, it's the socializing, it's the being around people. I remember in college, I went to CU in Boulder, and my ex, who really helped me get through school, was like, make sure you are networking with your professors. Make sure you ask questions when they present their research. Make sure you're getting people's numbers and connecting with them. And that's really the biggest value that you kind of get out of these types of schools, especially if it's like an Ivy League school and it's very expensive, is the networking that you do. So, and not that CU is an Ivy League school, it's a highly ranked school, but also very expensive. And I wish I would have done more socializing, and had I had more accountability around that, I think I would have done a lot better. So the second thing is really take the time to enjoy what you're learning. I think that sometimes we get so caught up in what grade did I get, we're trying to get somewhere with something, that we forget to just enjoy the process of learning, to savor the material, to think about it, to imagine about it, to just give it some thought and enjoy the whole process of it, and be in the now with what we're learning and as we're absorbing the information. Of course, it's good to get new information so that we can achieve some type of goal that we might have, and that's great. But learn to whistle while you work, learn to enjoy the day-to-day process of absorbing the material, and then you'll definitely get more out of it as you go along. And then the next thing is, if you can, contribute to the field. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out to make a video and then share what you learn. I love what, I think his name's Brendan Burchard. He's talking about how you can make money while you learn. You can get paid basically and monetize your learning if you share the material that you learn. And if you take a lot of online courses, you can kind of mix and match and kind of combine the material, or come up with this new combination or this new perspective on something, and then share it with other people. And that's a really gratifying process while you're in the process of learning. And you know what you know when you go to teach it. When you go to share it with somebody else, it helps you see where there are pockets of missing information that need to be filled in, and then you're able to know what you don't know, and then get that material if you want to. And so that's another great way to get the most from the course. And then the fifth thing is, if and whenever possible, get information from the highest quality sources. So look at somebody's portfolio before you do it, or especially if you're trying to do any sort of online skill building, any kind of marketing class, any kind of Amazon training course, any type of business course, make sure you are not getting it from some internet guru who basically just makes money from selling courses but doesn't have a thriving business as well. One of the people that I really like, for example, is Miles, and I think it's Millionaire Mentor. I'm going to have to go back on that and take a look at it. But he's really good, and he has a thriving Amazon business. And so I can't remember the name of it exactly. It's been a while since I brushed up on it. But that's what I'm talking about when I say look for sources from people who have what it is that you're trying to get. So do your due diligence, look through their portfolio, do your homework, do a little bit of research, see how well their business is doing. And because then they're going to have the information when things change. The market's always changing, especially now. So many things are up in the air and moving, and when somebody's in the industry and actively working on it on a regular basis, then they tend to know the ins and outs of things. But again, remember, they're kind of counting on the fact that you're not going to actually do the course. That's why they're not that afraid to share their secrets, because they know you're not going to actually get through it far enough to actually be competition. That is, of course, unless you get a coach, and that's what I'm here for. I want to help you stay the course and apply it to things that are truly important to you. So check out my site, eclecticcoach.com. I would love to help you stay focused, stay motivated, and keep reaching for your dreams. And I'd love to hear from you. eclecticcoach.com. Talk to you soon.